And now you can see the Friday Shot Day Show in all its video glory on our YouTube page at roughedge.tv.
Rough Edge FM at roughedgefm.com.
It's tiki time at Harbor Cove Cafe. Dive into the tropical paradise at the end of Spinnaker Drive in Ventura with vibrant drinks, delicious bites, award-winning fish and chips, and more. Now featuring extended hours and happy hour, Fridays from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Harbor Cove Cafe, the hidden treasure at the end of Spinnaker Drive. Visit harborcovecafe.net for more information.
Turn it up, get ready for the roar. Friday Shot Day Show, knocking on your door. Grab your glass, pour that liquid fire. We're gonna drink till we can't get no higher. Friday Shot Day Show, gonna make you scream. Raise your glass high, live that wild dream. Feel the burn, let it take control. Pour another round, lose your soul.
Friday Shot Day Show.
Friday Shot Day Show, live here on Rough Edge FM. We're trying to transfer a video, but we can't for some reason. My phone's been acting weird anyway, so.
Oh, because it would help if
I'll just leave my
airdrop
phone.
it.
Oh,
Right.
hold on. This is high tech stuff right here.
Yeah.
Let me open up my Photos app. Well, I heard something. There it is. Accepted.
There you go.
And there it goes. Excellent. Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
I have not seen any photos or video of the wedding that I performed a couple weeks ago yet, and I started to wonder if it really happened.
It did, and he did a fabulous job. He
Thank
really did. He made it a special day.
It made me very nervous, but I'm glad to do it. Before we get started too much, I wanted to point out we got our signs behind us now. You see the Friday Shot Day Show sign here behind Julie. Backseat Mobile sign over here. We got a Magic Talk sign behind me, which you can't see at the moment, but there you can see it there. And we will soon have a sign up for the anime and alcohol show. And they're beautiful. Jim made those for us, and they just give the place some class.
Yep.
So I'm really happy with those. And like I said,
And
Jim does such great work.
they're on canvas too, so they will last a really nice long time, and they act as a buffer for sound.
Sound damper, so that's even better. So
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Jim, for doing all that. I've told him that already, but I'll tell him again. I know I made it look like he was standing there. He's not. But today is National Smoothie Day. I don't usually drink smoothies.
Nope.
Julie doesn't usually drink smoothies.
Nope.
But we got one from McDonald's. Strawberry banana.
Yeah, I'm just not a big, huge iced drinker person, and they're okay, but they're not like oh my God, I'd go out and buy one.
Yeah, I haven't had one of these in probably 15 years. So it's, I mean, not just.
But I know how to
McDonald's,
make
any
them
in general.
better.
I wanted to try it original. It's not too bad. You're right about the banana flavor. It is kind of it's on the border of that candy flavor, and it really is the banana flavor you get more than the strawberry. The strawberry starts
Right,
out tart.
there's not a lot of strawberry flavor to it.
But because it's the Friday Shot Day Show and because it's National Smoothie Day, we thought we'll get some smoothies
Mm-hmm.
and we'll fix them. So we have a couple of rums here. We have the rum that I know that you like, which is that. Now, if you want another rum, feel free. Because I chose that one.
Yeah. I
don't think we have Florida Cana.
No, I don't think we do, because we would have had it last week. The thing I'm concerned about is this one has a different
Spice or something in it?
Yeah, it's got that aftertaste that's a little bit more like the yellow snake rum, and that doesn't necessarily mesh really great with.
Do you have another choice? Something that you prefer?
Probably could do the Captain Morgan, I guess.
It's got a little spice in it too, but it's that.
But the spice is okay. The spice isn't bad. It's just got a different taste. It's not designed necessarily for mixing.
And I, of course, went with, sorry, pardon my back. my Kraken, because I do love my Kraken. I heard that. Too bad Doug's not here because he would write that down.
Yes, Scott and his Kraken.
By the way, I don't know if Doug will make it in the show today. I don't know about Shocker. Doug is at a party, and he said he was going to try to get to us if he could, but he didn't know for sure. But put your headphones on for a second.
My head
Jules.
on. Okay,
Your head's already on.
let me put my head on.
Put your headphones on because I want you to see what I did for him.
Alrighty.
Let's not get that down there. Be all over your lap. Okay, this is for Doug's new segment. Things we said today that Doug didn't comment on. Until now.
And that is exactly what I was going to say. Is until now, and then you did it. So there you go.
It was a no-brainer, but I love that. Dun, dun, dun. First time I heard that was on Ren and Stimpy. Made me laugh so much, and so I'm glad I got to use it here. But how is better with rum?
Definitely. Did you put rum in yours?
Not yet. I was making some room.
A little more
So
rum.
again, going for the Kraken.
You know, you would get into a ton of trouble because of what you just said.
Doug would be writing it down.
Oh my Lord. I don't.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so I think it made it better. But I did put a lot though.
I went and got a shot glass.
Oh, I just poured.
I know you do. Free pour.
Yep.
Little shot of Kraken rum. Now it looks like a Mai Tai.
Okay. Now you went with the Kraken, and I went with Captain Morgan.
See the difference here? Hold on, I'm going to show you mine first. Mine has like a little cap on there, but I'm going to mix that up, of course. And then Julie, we'll get a close-up of Julie here, and she can show them what she did with hers.
Well, I mixed mine, but here, now you can taste
Oh,
and see which one tastes better.
based on the original, then I'll give you some on mine too if I can get it mixed up enough. Strangely, it's much better with the rum.
It is. Not strange. Predictable.
Very tasty. All right, let me get this mixed up and then we'll both try this. Because I put probably a shot and a half in here, which maybe I shouldn't have because we got the rum cast today. I put the rum in last week.
Did you see my picture of the michelada that I had for
Yes,
lunch?
tell us about that. Where was that at?
At the Draft on Main Street
I
here in
love that
Santa
place.
Paula.
And they have excellent
And
micheladas.
it was a Modelo michelada.
That's always the best. That's what I tend to
Very
go for.
good. Very good. It was that or the is it Crevis or something? The 805.
Oh, well, if you use you can use the 805 from Firestone, but there's
But they have
Corona and there's
they had the Modelo and then they had the CREV something. I don't know. It's
Creepy Bastard. Just a guess.
from 805, but I went with the Modelo because I knew that the Modelo is what most people who actually started making micheladas use.
I prefer the, you know what? I can zoom in on this thing a little bit. We don't have 3 people here today.
Okay, it tastes different with the Kraken.
It would, because Kraken has a completely different flavor.
I think I like the Morgan better, but
But they're both good. They're both better.
yeah, it just for me the Morgan I think is my
And that's the thing. I mean, I really like Kraken rum. So I haven't even tried the Kraken rum. So
all right,
to your health.
go.
To those of you out there. Thank
And
for
you
joining
tried
us.
the other one.
I did. Yours is really good.
I think the Kraken almost the flavor palette takes over a little bit where the Morgan didn't.
You're right. But I still don't mind. It's pretty good. They're both.
Yeah.
They're both. Here's the thing: go to McDonald's, get a smoothie. Now they're not cheap. How much do you think that smoothie was at McDonald's?
For that size,
It was a large.
it was a large. I'd probably say close to $10.
It wasn't that much. It was $6,
Okay, that's a
and it's not a size of their drink cups either. It's see, this is the full size. See, Jules, it's not as big as a,
yeah.
but $6, and plus we got free fries because it's Free Fry Friday. It's not bad.
Creve, CERVEZA.
Well, that's cerveza. That just means beer. That's just.
805 it's
Oh, okay. Now I'm with you. 805 does make a Mexican lager type.
yeah. I was gonna say
Yes.
that has to be Mexican beer.
Yeah,
But-
and I agree. It has to be Mexican beer. Pacifico also works well with that. Modelo works. Even Corona works with that, but Modelo is just my favorite.
Modelo just it's something I knew, so it was something that I just decided to go with that one over some of the other ones.
When we went to Palm Springs, I called my friend Natalie, and she owns that Busy Shake and Tasty. That she's been here, done the show with us. She owns that business, and asked her to make me a bottle of Michelada mix because she makes the best Michelada mix I've ever had. And she did, and I had it every morning at breakfast. I sat down there and had my Michelada breakfast beer, and
I'm
tasty.
sorry. I will be right.
Julie has to step out. So why she does, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Natalie because I got some disturbing news. She apparently fell ill, and I don't know the details yet, which is why I probably shouldn't be talking about it. But she was in the hospital. She had to be taken to the hospital by ambulance. And she actually posted from the hospital, which my first thought was, well, I guess she's not too bad if she's able to text us or able to post to Facebook from the hospital. But then my wife said, even though she's speaking Spanish, which I don't understand enough of, she sounded like she was slurring or what have you. So I'm hoping she's okay. And Natalie, if any chance you're watching this, just know we love you and we wish you the best, and we want you to get, we definitely want you to get better. And since we're thinking about that, I thought we'd play a commercial for her business. It's only 47 seconds long, but this is Natalie's business, Shake and Tasty. So as you can see, that was actually not her commercial. That was just a couple of the drinks she makes. And she started out with making a Michelada with her own mix, which you can buy online. Just direct message her, and it's $15 a bottle and worth every penny.
Sorry about that.
No worries. And she was using,
Getting a brain freeze.
rubbed your tongue on the top of your roof of your mouth.
Mm.
They say that helps. She was using,
So what was the sad news?
she's in the hospital. She got taken there by ambulance last night, apparently, and she posted a video on Facebook explaining what was going on, but it was all in Spanish and a little slurred, so we couldn't really understand. So I was just wishing her the best, and we'll find out more
Okay.
tonight when we go to La Cabana tonight to see what's going on there. So, but anyway, we love Natalie. She's terrific, and I hope that all is well with her. But then I played a video, and it showed her making her Michelada.
Mm-hmm.
And she uses, I don't know why that, what was that? Is it Mango Cart? Was that the beer we had at the fair that time we didn't really care for?
No, it was a mango beer at the fair, but I don't know. I don't think it was Mango Cart. Whatever it was just, it did not taste like a beer.
It's that brewery though. Oh, there it is. It's
Was that what it was? Mango Cart? Oh,
yeah. Golden Road is the brewery. She was using Golden Road beer to make hers. Now I don't think she was using Mango Cart, but maybe she was. I don't know. But anyway, it's interesting. We were talking about what beer to use.
but that would be probably different with the Michelada because you've got other things in it. The thing we didn't like about the Mango Cart is it didn't taste like beer. It tasted like iced tea.
It did, yeah.
It just didn't have a beer taste, so it felt weird drinking it.
And now that you mention it, maybe that would be good in a Michelada, that flavor. Maybe I'll try. I'll ask her and see what she thought about it. But I do want to let me play a commercial for you now, folks. Again, if you're listening to the audio version of the show, I know this is kind of boring for you, but I just want to give Natalie some props because she's great people. So let me play this for you again. It's just another 45 seconds. When you need the party to come to you, look no further than Shake and Tasty Mobile Bartender. Whether it's a birthday party, anniversary celebration, quinceanera, or any other reason you can think of to celebrate, Shake and Tasty will provide licensed certified bartenders, delicious fresh cocktails, fresh made micheladas, and a crazy fun good time. Check them out on Instagram at shakeandtasty_by_nat or call them or text them at 805-514-4949. Shake and Tasty. They'll bring the party to you. Now that's what I meant to play in the first period there, but I skipped it. So anyway, best to Natalie and hope all is well. Last night was the Taste of Santa Paula. It's an event.
Yes, I was not able to go, but
no, Julie. But we bought tickets and we got them through Jim. Told us how to get them, so we did what he told us, and it was a great event. It was a lot of fun. A couple of things really sucked hard about it. One is we didn't win any raffle prizes. But I'll tell you, the food was awesome, and I wanted to talk about a few of them here because they were definitely worth mentioning. And I just realized I think I forgot a photo, but that'd be okay. So one of the first places we went to was El Capricho, which is here in Santa Paula. It is a Mexican restaurant down on Main Street, and they had shrimp tostadas last night, and they were delicious. Their shrimp tostadas, I'm gonna leave that up. Their shrimp tostadas were amazing. They also had both a watermelon and a regular margarita.
okay.
And all you had to pay for it was the ticket because you already bought your ticket. So you had 6 tickets to tear off in exchange for those things.
Mm-hmm.
So I used my ticket for a watermelon margarita. Shelley used hers for a regular margarita, and they're both very good. And the shrimp tostada, it was more like a taco because it was folded.
Mm-hmm.
Was still delicious though, but it was very good. El Capricho here in Santa Paula. Natalie used to work there, as a matter of fact. And we saw her there a couple of times when we went to have dinner, and it was always very, very good. Also down there was Robles. I always say it wrong. Robles, right? Robles. And they had Texas sheet cake, which is very, very good. Theirs was very good. Their frosting was different. It's one of the few things I actually make is Texas sheet cake. Sorry, guys, mine's better. But yours was good. But I wanted to point that out. And finally, the other one, and there were so many people there that I'm not covering. For example, Park 1055 was there, and they had a smoked old fashioned. Wasted 3 tickets on that sucker. But
Oh my God! I've told you I've had a smoked old.
Yes.
Isn't their smoked old fashioned just amazing?
I think it might be the bourbon they used because he used a bourbon that I've never heard of before. And I tried to take a picture of it, but I forgot.
It's really, really good. I really enjoyed it when I had it.
And I also really like their smoker. I don't know what they use it. Is it like an elephant or something, and a rhino maybe? And it opens up and they light it and close it again.
Well, when he did it with me at the table, it was just like the wooden one where they put the stuff in and they burn it and then they close it off.
Okay, so it was the same thing, but it had like an animal figure on top.
Oh, maybe I didn't pay attention.
He opened it up and you could get it unsmoked if you wanted, but really, what's the point?
Oh, it's so good because you think, oh, I'm not really into smoky, and normally I tell you I'm not really into that smoky. It's partly why I'm not much into mezcal. Mm-hmm. But this is different, and whatever he's using for the whiskey is just really is good. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I tried to get a picture of the whiskey. I'd never heard of it before. It seems to me like it's a local distillery. And by local, I'm including all of Ventura County, because there were people from Ohio and what have you there last night as well. But that was definitely a highlight. They also had some short ribs that I did not get any because I was stuffed. But everybody around me were telling me how great they were. They said they were freaking amazing.
Well, Park 1085, is it 1085?
1055.
1055. It's an upper scale restaurant.
It is
not your typical Santa Paula restaurant. It's definitely got upper scale food there. We've eaten there a couple times now, and they really do a good job.
They do. Park 1055 in Santa Paula. Put that on your list, folks. It's Parque. We've had drinks there a couple times at the bar. We haven't ever had dinner there, but I will tell you that they're well known. Yeah, they're upper scale, but they're worth every penny you get. It's one of those places you go and you don't feel guilty about paying more because it's that good. And it's not that much more anyway.
No, but it's not your typical Santa Paula restaurant.
No.
It is definitely a little bit, I would say it's probably closer to like a 4 to 5 star.
Yes.
Probably not a full on 5 star, because I know that tends to be a little bit more gourmet, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I think 4 stars is a good way to describe it. And the good news I understand from talking to people in that area is that because Park 1055 is there now, all the restaurants surrounding it are getting more business because people are going out to Park 1055 to try it because it's new. Mm-hmm. And they're, I forgot that was there. Oh, I've always wanted to try that place. Yeah. So it's really building the community out there. And that's really good to hear. Yeah. So anyway, they were out there last night too. And then probably the best food I had last night, and it's just because I like this food in particular, I think, was the Asian food from Sister's Kitchen. Now they're down there by the movie theater, which is this way from us, this way. And they had noodles, and both dishes were noodle dishes. One had chicken, one had some kind of flavoring on them. But my God, they were both just delicious. Mm-hmm. And they were so good that Shelly and I decided we live in Ventura, but close to here because we live on the east end of Ventura. That we're going to come out here and have dinner one night. It was that good. So we'll go out there and check them out as well. But it was a great event. They had our buddy Warren Takahashi was up there playing. Anytime you can see Warren is just fun to do. Warren is the perfect person for that kind of event or for like a wine drinking event because he plays great music. He's really good at what he does. And he's quiet enough that you can enjoy the music and still have a conversation. Mm-hmm. That's really rare. It doesn't sound like it is, but it really is rare. Mm. And he does it. He nails it every time. And it was good to see him there last night. And then this other guy was walking around taking pictures of everybody.
I know.
And I'm like, who's this Bim Bob? It was James Lantine, of course. Here's what surprised me about that. He knows everybody in that building. He was talking. He would go up to tables and say hi, and people he knew. People would run across the room to give him a hug. It's like, everybody knows him and loves him in Santa Paula.
He's got his fingers in everything.
And, well, that you can do that and be a dick, but he obviously is the opposite. He does that and everybody loves him. And I think that's great. I told Shelly, I said, look at this. And it's just really cool to see him out there, especially after the trouble you had elsewhere, to go out there and be, what's going on there as well. And John Marquez was there as well. Talked to him for a little while. And he said he's going to come back on the show and bring his tequila bottles.
Yes.
So we'll get him back on and have some tequila with John.
Yeah. Him and his wife and I are tequila queens. So if we get together with tequila, we're normally finishing the bottle.
She was there last night too. And I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but I saw her there. But I thought, when I left, I told John, I said, we got to get back together and do that again in the show. Yeah. And he said, just let me know when. So we'll get John Marquez back on the show very soon.
And our tequila that we tend to down is the good stuff, the Herdosa.
Is that what they brought last time? They brought a special tequila for us last time.
It might have been, because she knows I like Herdosa. And especially if you do the Enoje. Yeah. It is definitely.
And that's funny because.
Is it, the Enoje is the top one, right?
Añejo is it's
the silver, the Reposada, and then the is the top, I think.
Right. What's this? Isn't there another word for the silver though? Anejo. Maybe it is just silver. I thought there was another word for that too.
It
And I
could be
typically
Blanc.
Blanco, maybe. Yeah,
Blanco.
Blanco. I typically prefer the Blanco. The aged ones get away from me, and I don't. There's not many that I really like. There are a few.
The Heridosa has a really nice vanilla undertone that is not too much.
Yeah, like Casamigos is these days.
It really is good. It's one that you can just sip and, you, like I said, it gets away from you because it's that good.
I think that's what they brought. Now that you mentioned it, we mentioned the vanilla notes and the anejo. I think maybe that is what they brought last time. But you know what? They need to bring more. That's all there is to it. It's that simple. So, but anyway, it was a good event. It was an inexpensive event compared to other places, and very well done. But you could have given me a prize. That's all I'm saying. One prize. Is that so hard? I guess it is.
Yeah.
So what's up with you, Jules? Same old stuff?
Same old stuff, yeah. We're going down to see Jared tonight.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, we're gonna and at college where he is right now, everything is activated by your phone because you have your student IDs on your phone. And so to get into your building, you use your phone. To do things in other buildings, you have to use your phone. To purchase, like if you even want to do your laundry, you use your phone. And his phone hasn't been holding a charge. So he said halfway through the day, his phone is dead. So he started to panic because he's like, if I come home and nobody's home, I can't even get into the building.
Can't even get to his house, yeah.
So Jim ordered him a new phone. And so we're bringing it down to him tonight.
Oh, nice.
But Jim asked him, what color do you want? And he says, I don't care. Get me whatever you want. So what does Jim buy him? A hot pink phone.
Nice.
And Jared's like, that's all right. Real men like pink. So
I would buy a pink phone in a heartbeat.
So yeah, he's going to have a pink phone.
That's cool.
But Jared wears pink shirts, and he has pink golf clubs because of Bubba Watson and everything like that.
Yeah.
So Jared is totally into the pink, and he wears it with
pink's
pride,
a great color,
and he has no problem with it because he's like, I'm secure enough in who I
Yeah.
am. The color doesn't define who I am. And I'm like, absolutely, a real man doesn't get defined by a color. So
I have one of my, I wear those Aloha shirts, and I have one Aloha shirt that's black, and it has pink flamingos scattered all over it. I love that shirt. And when you wear it, you have to wear a pink shirt underneath it if you're wearing a shirt underneath it. So I go out with this pink shirt on, these flamingos, and my mom just loves it. She loves flamingos anyway. She thinks it's just great. And I never have any qualms.
no,
As a matter of fact,
color. It's not. It doesn't define anything. It's a color.
it's just a bright color. When I was at Kevin Brannon at the Guppy Center out here in Port Hueneme, the Port of Hueneme had just brought him some new hats to give away. And a couple of them were just bright pink. He goes, you want a hat? I go, yeah, I want that bright pink. He goes, you want bright pink? I go, yeah. And you probably see me wear it in the show because I wear that shirt. That hat everywhere.
Absolutely. And it's only because we were raised to think that pink was a bad color for men. I love that nowadays we're getting away from trying to define that for kids because we just did Little Mermaid.
Right.
And we had a little boy who was the seahorse. And the costume for the seahorse is a bright pink shirt and pants, and then I have a headpiece and a tail. And I told him, I said, I got these really cute bright pink pants that had, like, they were kind of a little ruffled at the bottom to make the seahorse look kind of cute. And I said, are you going to be okay with that? If you're not, I'm totally okay with you wearing something else, but it kind of makes the costume. And he's very thoughtfully, this is like, he's 8 years old. I love him to pieces. Thoughtfully thought about it for a minute, and he goes, no, I'm okay with that. I like the color pink. And he wore that outfit with absolute pride. And I thought, oh my gosh, I just absolutely love you. Because again, it's like, no, this is what the costume is, and I'm not going to be defined by it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's one of my new faves when it comes to some of those cast members, because 8 years old, and this kid played 3 different roles, and he was on it. and he just so focused and so into it, and you can see how his whole personality lights up when he's on stage. It's wonderful.
I don't mean to diss anybody who's in a show because anybody in a show is impressive to me. But when you see the people who are in love with it, the people who they want to make that their life, that's when it really lights up yours.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, this person's so into this, and it changes everything. Those are the people that their passion is theater or movies or any art. And I love that so much.
Laser focused for an 8-year-old to be so laser focused, to know he had quick changes where he was going from the seahorse to a gull, and he had it all mapped out as to how much time he had to do this. And it was a complete costume change and everything. And then from a gull to a shark. And he was doing it and just absolutely loving every second of any time that he could be out on that stage. And to me, there's so many kids that do it, and there's a lot that have a lot of fun. A lot of them do it as a social thing.
Sure.
And I get it. They're kids.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either.
But because Jared had such a passion for it, and every time Jared would do it, he just commanded that stage. To see another little boy come up and do the same thing, to me, that just is so amazing, because you know what it can do for them. It makes their lives better. And just to see them come out and command that stage that way, it's hard to take your eyes off of them.
Yeah. And what did I tell you when Jared was doing it? Every time I told you, you can tell that he loves it.
Yeah.
And that passion shines through. And I think that's terrific. I think
you can still see it every time he goes out to perform. He absolutely loves performing. It's so hard to not see him on the stage on a regular basis anymore, because I can see how much he loves it. The passion is there, and he just lights up the room.
He's not going to have that opportunity anytime soon? Is that going to something he has to pass up for a while?
CSUN doesn't allow non-theater or acting kids to be in any of their plays. That has to be your part of your
curriculum.
Class. Yeah, and if it's not, then
understand
you can't
that, because they probably would. I mean, if you're teaching the class, how do you not have room for somebody who's taking the class? I actually kind of get that.
Right. I mean, somebody told us to try, because Jared is so insanely talented that they think that maybe they would let him in just because of his talent level.
Yeah.
But he's also got a rigorous schedule right now with all his engineering stuff. So it's not really, there's not a lot of room. I mean, he goes to class 6 days a week right now. So, he does have a lot of extra room for other things. But he definitely, if he had chosen that, he could make a living and he'd do very well. He would definitely. So many people have said it. I mean, we've had directors who have asked for him.
That's right.
And they don't do that generally in some of the levels that he's been in, but yet they do for him because his talent level and because of what he brings to the show. He brings people to the show because they want to see him. And like I said, he lights up the stage. He just makes, it's not just a show, it becomes something more with him.
And then again, that's all powered by his passion and his love for it. I truly believe that 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get Doug anytime soon. He may be joining us, but right now we're going to go ahead and skip to the cask because I actually filled the barrel.
Okay, so it's not going to be great today then.
It's going to be harsh.
Yeah.
It's going to be harsh. Oh, you're going to get it?
Yeah, I'll get it.
All right. So while she's going over there, we'll play this.
Bet your ass it's time to taste the cask on the Friday Shot Day Show.
Brought to you by Pele Utu, Reno's only traditional tiki bar. A kaleidoscope of colors and tropical charm with the undeniable allure of paradise and intoxicatingly delicious cocktails. Pele Utu. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. 1275 Stardust Street in Reno, Nevada. For more information, please visit peleutu.com. All right, so Julia's gone to the well and got our shots of our cask rum. Now, we both know this is probably not going to be very good this week, because, excuse me, I forgot to send them the link, so that may be why we have no Doug or Shaka. But once you refill it, it takes a few weeks for it to mellow out again, because the first week is usually super harsh and
Well, and it wasn't tasting all that great.
that's the other thing. So it was near empty. So we filled it up and we've let it set for a week, and we're gonna give it a shot. So here's to your health, everybody. Love y'all. You know, it's not bad. It's still a little harsh.
Better than it was.
Better than last week for sure.
Yeah. Not a lot of flavor palette to it.
And I don't know if you can see the color, but the color is a little different too.
Yeah. But
it's not clear.
Last week it was harsh, that it was almost so harsh it was
burning. Yeah. I didn't mean clear. I mean it's you can see it's a little brown instead of just like water. And it wasn't that way before. Was it?
It was, but you put in just a regular silver.
Straight Bacardi is all I put in this time.
So there was no color to it at all. So the fact that it already has color to it,
it's a good sign.
Yeah. But it definitely is better, because it was really 2-3 weeks in a row. It was pretty bad.
Isn't that strange? Because you wouldn't have expected that. You would have expected it to be.
I don't know what turned it like that, but it was not bad, and it was going down, and it was like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad. This isn't so bad. And then all of a sudden, it just got so sharp. It was really hard.
Maybe Doug was right, because the level was low, so there was more concentration on the bottom part, where, of course, the sediment's going to sit. Maybe Doug was right about that. And now that we've got it full, it's balanced out again. Maybe. I don't know. The hell do I know?
Who knows?
So you got a show here tonight? Looks like they were setting up for a show.
No. The improv show was canceled.
That's why the chairs are set up.
Travis hurt himself.
Is he okay?
I believe he's okay, but did he
hurt himself on set?
Stairs.
On set?
I don't know that. I don't think it was on set.
Too bad. He get paid for that.
But he did hurt himself.
Well, I hope he's okay.
Had to cancel the show. Jim seems to think that he's okay, just pretty bruised up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we had to put that on the back burner. That's why we're going down to LA tonight instead of tomorrow.
Here's the thing that concerns me. You folks, the Lantines, seem to have some kind of curse that makes your friends fall downstairs. And I'm thinking I got to go downstairs here in a little bit, so I better be very cautious.
But it's always because they're not with us.
Oh, okay, then I'm protected from. As long as I'm here, I'm protected. That's good news. All right. Yeah, because your friend Martha got injured that way, and then and Travis got injured that way, and who knows what else is there?
I don't know, but stay away from stairs unless we're in the presence.
That's good advice. So I'm trying to think of what else we did this week. Anything spectacular? We didn't do much. We stayed pretty much dry this week. I did again on Tuesday, and I don't know why, but you know, I drink during the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So those are open days. Monday through Thursday, Shelly tries not to drink. She wants to stay dry those days. Doesn't apply to me. So Mondays I typically don't have a drink, but Tuesdays about dinner time I start thinking I want some whiskey. So I went and I poured myself a couple fingers of Eagle Flight, and it was the last of my Eagle Flight whiskey, and it was really good, but it's gone now. But because as I was going through my Eagle Flight, I realized I have so many bottles of whiskey, mostly thanks to the people at work. When I retired, everybody bought me a bottle of whiskey. I thought we probably should use more whiskey here. Now I know we've got like a half-empty bottle of Maker's Mark up there. It'll take us longer to empty this sumbitch.
Ah, yes.
This is a giant 1.75 liters of Maker's Mark.
That's like a handle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Without the handle.
This is going to Rough Edge Studios here. And for our money, well, my money at least, my favorite whiskey. I love Maker's Mark, especially the cask strength stuff.
Yeah. Cask strength is really good. And
would you say that's your favorite whiskey? Or I know you're not a whiskey person, but
I mean, I don't mind whiskey. It's just my go-to is rum only. And it used to be whiskey, but I got hooked on some of those good rums, because for a long time I didn't like rum because I didn't know what a good rum was. And then once I got hooked onto some good rums, that is definitely my go-to. If I'm
Effing
going to
shocker.
have a sipping drink, it's going to be a rum. It just, for me, it's what I enjoy.
Shocker turned us on to the better rums. I mean, I knew they were out there, just like I knew the better tequilas were out there. But
Yeah.
he would always give us little samples at the Uni Uni room,
Hmm.
and
It changed everything.
it did. It changed everything. I tell the story often about how I started. Really, when I first started drinking, I was always drinking rum and cokes. I never got into beer. I don't know why, but I mean, I did eventually, but not initially. I just went straight to rum and cokes. And then I stopped drinking rum and cokes because I thought they were giving me a headache. Come to think of it, it was just because I was drinking too many rums and cokes. But then I switched to beer, and I got really hardcore into beer for a while. But now I'm back on the rums again.
Mm.
And it's mostly because of tiki drinks.
Yeah.
Because I love my tiki drinks. You know, I'll go to a tiki bar, and I get a rum drink when I'm at a tiki bar. It's just what you do.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the second drink you can experiment and try their tequila drink or their whiskey drink. But at first, if it's a new tiki bar to me, I'm going to drink a Mai Tai.
Yeah.
I can always tell how good a bar is going to be by their Mai Tai. And it hasn't failed me yet.
Hmm.
And so last week we were at Harbor Cove Cafe, and we had gone somewhere else first and got Mai Tais, and they were okay.
Hmm.
Then we go out there. It's like, this is what a Mai Tai is
Oh,
supposed
my
to be
God.
like. Harbor Cove Cafe and the Skipper Scott Mai Tai was outstanding.
They're always outstanding.
Yeah.
They're my absolute go-to. I know they have other drinks on the menu, but that is the one I always get because I know I'm going to love it, and I know I'm going to want more than one.
And, you know, Chase is running the bar there, I think, pretty much. And he always makes the Skipper
Yes.
Scott Mai Tais perfectly. And he's got a trainee now who's learning from him, and she's really good too. So you can't go wrong by Harbor Cove
And
Cafe.
They're such great people, and they make you feel like you just stepped home when you walk in there. They're so nice. All of their servers are wonderful. Everybody is there because they obviously love what they're doing. And I have not had a bad experience over there ever once.
My only bad experience was I went there one time, and the girl looked up at the counter from me, and she said, "Jesus Christ, are you here again?" That's not true. I made that up. It's not a true story. They're always very glad to see you and always take good care of you.
Yeah,
And
it's a great, great family.
and we tried their they have those scanners, the scan codes at their stations now. We tried that and ordered a Mai Tai and a glass of champagne. Worked like a charm.
Perfect.
That was very nice. So yeah.
So I tried something different this week.
Are you sure you want to talk about it here? Okay.
Don't get me started. You know, you've been doing these espresso martinis.
Yes.
So we went to the store, and we ended up getting a pre-made espresso martini.
Okay. Oh, in the can?
No, not the can. We did the Kettle One espresso martini.
Okay.
Kettle One is a vodka.
Is it come in a?
It's in a bottle. It's about, like, I don't know, that big.
Okay.
So-
I haven't even seen those.
Vaughn's carries them.
Okay. Well,
So-
let's see if it's worth it.
Right. It was okay. But then, you know, me, I take those pre-made things because
And make them better.
I know they can always be better. And so I started messing with it a little bit. And the first night I made the martini, and then I added some of my Florida Cana rum. Improved it 100%.
Doesn't Florida Cana do that with everything?
Just improved it 100, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I had Marta try sip. To her, it was like, oh, that's so much. That's too much. It's too strong.
Wrong.
But not for me. Absolutely not for me. So then last night, I had another one, and I thought, I'm going to try something even a little bit different. So I did the martini, but then I did some of the Florida Cana rum, and then I topped it off with a little bit of Fireball. Just a little bit, just to give because Fireball has some interesting flavors. And I thought, all that coffee and all of that together, I think it would be really good. And it was really, really good. So I don't know if I've created a whole new drink, but those,
You You know,
espresso martinis with the rum and then the Fireball. It really makes for a really nice drink. And it, to me, none of those alcohols are overpowering anything. It
That's
just
important.
makes a really nice drink for me. And I like those cold brew, like even the cold brew Jameson. I'm not a
Oh, no,
huge
I know you like that,
Jameson fan,
but you like that.
but I like the cold brew Jameson. I like the Apothic cold brew,
Mhm.
the wine. I I just like that coffee flavor anyhow. That's like my thing. But yeah, it definitely was a good, nice little combo. So
I'm gonna tell Shelly about that because she drinks a 1 cup of coffee every day in the morning, and she makes it with a typical cup of coffee, and then she adds cream and cinnamon. I don't know if she adds sugar, probably sweetener or something to it, and it's basically cinnamon toast in a cup by the time she's done with it. That sounds pretty close to what you did there with that Fireball. So maybe there's that possibility exists for her. That her coffee. I'm not a coffee guy at all, but I do love the espresso martinis. But her coffee every morning is apparently so good that our pug waits until she walks around away from the table, and then she tries to finish it for her. So she looks up at you like this big old, all this foam on her face from the espresso going, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Usually I'll add either pumpkin spice or allspice or something to my coffee on top of, like right now I'm doing the coffee that's pumpkin flavored coffee, and then the pumpkin flavored creamer, and then a little bit of the foam on top that's pumpkin flavored. Because why not? It's that season. But yeah, that definitely is a good combo for me. I really enjoy it, and it's a decent drink. It takes some of the sweetness of the espresso martini down by putting those other things in it, but it's still just, to me, it's good. I enjoy it. So we need to think of a name for it at that point, because it's no longer an espresso martini at that point. So it's got to be something else.
I'm gonna get us some Fireball, but this thing's a problem.
Okay, so I'm going to try something here. How do you use the Fireball barrel? I was trying to think of.
But we didn't even look that up.
I wasn't entirely sure what to call it for a second. So I look everything up, people. If I don't have the answer, I'm going to find the answer.
We have this Fireball barrel that Devin Crow gave us, and for some reason I can't figure out how to use it. Pull out the spout?
Raise the stopper to vent the pressure, then pour the Fireball directly into glasses, or use it as a base for cocktails. So you got to pull out the spout and then raise the stopper to vent the pressure. So would you like me to try?
Yeah. I'm just afraid I'm going to pull the whole thing off, and I don't want to do that, obviously.
No, but that's
Oh, there it goes. Hold on.
See? See?
We have succeeded, folks.
Googling your problem can solve your problem. As you know, you referenced that for Jared. Push it back in.
No issue here.
Can you push it back in?
Nope. I don't know what I've done. It didn't ever pull out. There you go. Nope. Did you get it? Yes. It's not going. Let's leave it alone for now. Yeah. I'll get a towel here. I got one.
So it's kind of like a pull out and turn.
Okay, we got to pay more attention to that. Okay, we got Fireball all over everything. Apologies. I'll be right back.
Oh.
Did you spill it?
I did. God.
still fall moment.
Oh my gosh. Well, fortunately, it didn't go through the foam, so.
It's going down into the
But
auditorium right now.
it smells. This mic is gonna smell like a cinnamon fireball for a little bit. At least it's not gonna smell like bad breath.
This is why Devin gave this to us.
Because it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Woo! And everything's gonna be sticky because fireball is sticky.
Yep, when it all dries, let them know and wash it off. Oh my God.
Oh Lordy. He's gonna come in and the finish on that cabinet's gonna be gone. Fun. So sometimes I will use Fireball in a cocktail because of the spices and the cinnamon flavor. It does add a nice little kick to some things. I usually do not drink Fireball straight up, but I definitely cook with it all the time. I know people have questioned me over and over and over again, but it makes the best spaghetti sauce ever.
Really?
Fireball in spaghetti sauce. I've had people who have complimented me on my spaghetti sauce and can't believe how good my spaghetti sauce is. And my secret weapon is Fireball.
I remember you telling me that when you started telling us that you were cooking it more than drinking it, which I was kind of ashamed of you at first, but I got over it. But I can see it working in spaghetti sauce really well.
It really cuts down the acidity of the spaghetti sauce, but the spices, because people don't understand how important clove and cinnamon and nutmeg are as a spice for cooking. Everybody thinks it's a dessert spice, and it really isn't. If you look at ancient cooking,
Are we talking nutmeg or what are we talking about?
nutmeg, clove, and cinnamon, all three of those are amazing spices for food, like meats and different things. Cheese sauces, spaghetti sauce, all sorts of sauces. Those are essential spices that enhance in a way that you don't think of, but when you use them, it's like it changes the food and the taste of the food.
We were somewhere, I don't remember where. I don't think it was in town. But my mother, whose favorite tiki drink is a painkiller. Yeah, I'll have to bring in Windex or something to clean this whole thing out. But she ordered a painkiller.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought her painkiller, no nutmeg. Well, it's not a painkiller. You might as well not. It's like not using pus or rum. You got to use the nutmeg. So she didn't complain to them, but when they came back, she goes, in a painkiller, there's supposed to be nutmeg. So I just, in the future, you might want to think about adding it. And they looked at her like she was crazy, like it was a Christmas drink. No, it's supposed to have the nutmeg in it.
Those are spices that nowadays we've kind of grown away from them. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'm telling you, people, if you want to take your cooking to another level, because I make food and people are just floored by the things that I make. And believe it or not, it's because of the spices I use and how it really goes. You can't overdo it, obviously,
Right.
because they're strong spices and they will really alter your food, but they complement so many things, red meats, chickens, so much of that stuff. And using it in the rahaba, I think it is, or something, is a combination of all those spices. And I buy that and I use it in almost everything I cook.
I have learned just recently that sauce is an ingredient, and I mean sauce in general, that I've never used enough of. For example, if I'm making a silly burrito at home, and I've got, I got my meat and I got my cheese, and I always have my hot sauce. Well, I just sprinkle a little line of the hot sauce down the middle, and it was fine. But when I had a new bottle of Godzilla hot sauce, which was excellent, by the way. It didn't have a stopper. It was one of those that just poured freely.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Filled the taco up with that stuff, the burrito. And I thought, it was the best thing ever because it had enough sauce to coat the entire thing instead of just that little line running down the middle for flavor. And I think sometimes I don't use enough
Yeah.
sauce. So
And it's actually Baharat, not Rahabat. It's Baharat. It is a Middle Eastern spice, but it has the clove, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, all of those spices, coriander, things that we don't tend to use on a regular basis here in the United States. But I'll tell you, it adds so much flavor to your food. It's a total game changer.
Baharat.
Okay.
I probably had it in something, but I don't cook.
I buy it. It's a staple in my house.
I air fry. That's all I do. Yeah. Julie cooks. Let me ask you this, because the way Julie cooked is when she had a house full of people, and correct me if I'm wrong, she would basically cook each of them what they wanted for dinner.
Yeah.
Now
I cook.
What's going on now? Yeah.
Well, Marta's staying with us.
Marta's
right now.
with you, and Jim and you is basically it, right?
Jim gets his special meal.
He
Marta loves the way that I cook because she's like, I haven't eaten this good in my whole entire life, basically. So I cook for her pretty much every night. And she eats almost like last night we had beef stroganoff.
God, I haven't had that in ages. It sounds so good.
Yeah, she absolutely loves it. I've done, filet, and then I'll make a mushroom sauce that my mushroom sauce that I do, I put butter and then fireball and the mushrooms, and I saute it all up with a little bit of the spices, and then I just pour that over the top of the filet. Freaking amazing. I do the same thing awesome. Even sometimes with spaghetti. Sometimes I'll make the sauteed mushrooms, and it's the butter, the fireball, and it caramelizes the mushrooms, and then I put that on the top of the spaghetti.
I don't even like mushrooms. Amazing. That sounds good.
It's almost like candied mushrooms. It really does make a big, huge difference, and it tastes so good. And, I do all these different chicken dishes. I did a lemon chicken dish the other day, and it was like a creamy lemon sauce. And then I just put it over farro, which is kind of like a barley rice combination. Very nutty. And I like it way better than rice now because it has more flavor and it's better for you. Just simple things like that. But she just goes nuts over everything I make because...
Well, then does she ever cook for you, or does it...
No, not really. And I'm okay with that.
Okay. I didn't know because I have a friend who... the Snyders, an old friend of theirs moved in with them. And the deal was that she would move in there. She's not paying any rent. As far as I know, and that could be, as usual on this show, everything's wrong. But they agreed to take turns cooking. So one night the wife will cook, one night the husband will cook, and then one night their new guest will cook. And they're all three excellent cooks. So they're very excited because now they have these 3 excellent meals a day. And these are people that when the McRib comes out, they usually go out and have 2 apiece at a sitting. So they're very excited to be able to sit down and actually have a decent real meal with people,
Yeah, no, I love to cook. I prefer to be the one in the kitchen cooking because I am very passionate about food and I love cooking, and it isn't a hindrance for me. And I clean as I cook, so my kitchen
stays clean.
Yeah, it doesn't get out of control or anything. But it's, I don't know, to me, it's not a problem cooking. I love being in the kitchen and cooking.
God bless you. That's more power to you. Yeah.
So I don't mind. I'm like, sit down, put your feet up, relax. It's totally okay. I love, and she's gotten used to it. At first, she felt a little weird.
Well, sure. I can see that. That's how I would feel at first.
But I'm like, no, you don't get it. I like doing this. It's my happy place to be in my kitchen, putting a really cool meal together and then enjoying the meal. For me, it's...
And speaking as someone who has experienced it, Julie's meals are worth the wait. So
I make all sorts. I made Swedish meatballs the other day. She was like, because now with her there, I'm trying things that I don't generally make on a regular basis because Jim wouldn't eat it.
He's a picky eater like my wife is.
Yeah. And when Jared was home, whenever he stayed at the house, I would make the special meals. But the rest of the time, I'm just whatever, because I don't generally just cook a big thing for myself.
Right.
But with Marta there all the time now, I make all these great meals. So I get to eat some great meals. I get to make some great meals. And it's not only Sunday that I'm cooking big.
Right. Yeah, because you had the Sunday dinners. You
Yep.
still have the Sunday dinners?
I do. We've been having some things going on.
Yeah.
Things have been busy, so I haven't been doing Sunday dinners as often. Mainly, like I said, because we've had some shows on Sunday and some different events coming up. But I still do.
Good, as you should. And by the way, I'm going to start keeping recycle for Joshua. Apparently, he's decided to recycle it. We recycle at home, but here, because we didn't have a recycling program, I just threw everything in the trash. So I'm glad that he's going to take that and go recycle it. So I'll keep a separate barrel for him there as well. I guess it's time for this, Julie. There are over 100 bottles of liquor on the shelves at Rough Edge Studios. Some of them are good, most of them suck. That's why now it's time for the purge.
Who slobbers and backwashes into
I'm
everything.
not sure I want to share a glass with you. So here's the purge. We do have we don't have 100 bottles anymore. We probably got 60, 70 bottles on there. And we have one uncontrollable fireball tank, such as fireballs are purged today. So I'm going to have mine and then I'll pass it over to Julie.
Alcohol burns off any germs.
That is true. Not that we have germs. We're trained professionals.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I'm going to go back to fireball because
oh my God, it's so sticky.
my fingers are like sticking together. Fireball's really good. I have tried so many.
It is a winter drink, though. It is not a summer drink.
No, you're right. You're right. But there's so many other ones that we've tried and some that we haven't tried. The ones that we've tried don't touch that. Don't even come close to that. No. And it's one of those dangerous whiskeys because I don't know what alcohol content is, but it's so easy to drink. And it's also a little sweet. So you're going to end up with a bad hangover if you drink too much of it. Let's just look up what the content is because I'm curious. You got any guess? Oh my God, even the keyboard.
Maybe 35.
And the answer is 33. So you were right in the area. 33 ABV. So it's not like a whiskey, or a rum, which are typically 40.
Right.
But it's 33, which is still pretty intense, and it's so easy to drink. I drank pretty much a whole bottle one night when I was having a conversation. Well,
yeah, I could never drink a whole bottle because it's too sweet for me.
Yes, you could. If you were having the conversation I was having, you would drink it all. It was a rough night, but I finished the whole bottle. Not by myself. I probably drank 3/4 and somebody else drank the other quarter, but it was all I could do to medicate my brain. It was a weird night. Anyway, don't you think? I mean, because we've had other cinnamon whiskeys, nothing's close.
No, it's definitely out of the cinnamon whiskeys, the better tasting because the cinnamon has that burn. It tastes like you're sucking on a fireball.
Right.
So it makes sense in that department. And some of the other ones, they're a little too fake tasting. They're fake tasting or the flavor profile's off. Yeah.
It's too much whiskey and it's usually bad whiskey and not enough cinnamon or too much cinnamon so that you don't even taste the whiskey.
Right.
And Fireball's right there and it's easy to drink.
Fireball did it right.
And we'll figure out how to use that goddamn tank.
Yeah. It's just, I don't do super sweet drinks like that.
Right.
So it's not something that I jump to, but I have used it in a lot of different things. It is great when you make it a pumpkin pie and you do
I can imagine. Yeah.
It lightens the pumpkin pie. So the pumpkin pie becomes really airy and it is really good.
God, that sounds tasty. That sounds really tasty.
It changes the consistency of the pie, but it is really, really good.
So how does it change the consistency? It makes it more airy?
It makes it more airy. So
Really?
It's lighter. So it doesn't have that. And I like a dense pumpkin pie too, but it's different. It's hard to explain it, but it's different in a way that is really good.
It's noticeable.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect fit. It sounds to me like it's something that would work perfectly in pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
It was National Drink a Beer Day. I think it was last Saturday, was it? And I haven't drank beer in a long time. It just doesn't. I got to be careful how I say this because there's some truth and some weirdness behind this. as you know, I was hardcore into beer.
Mhm.
I had tried every new beer that was out. I could identify beer by taste. And then I just got tired of it, mainly because of Shocker, who introduced me to tiki drinks, which I ended up liking better. So I've got beer left over in the fridge that I haven't drank yet because I stopped drinking it. But it was National Drink a Beer Day. So I grabbed a beer out of the fridge. It was my last can of Three Weavers Brewery, which had gone out of business.
Mhm.
And I drank that beer. I thought, God, this is good. So don't be surprised if I switch back into beer mode sometime soon, because, well, it's not going to happen. But I forget how good beer can actually be.
Beer has its place.
It does.
It does. I have every now and then grabbed a beer, and I don't drink a lot of beer either, but it does have its place. There's
Micheladas
times
is a
that
perfect place for beer.
Summers are great for beers.
Yeah.
In the winters, I probably tend to like the more heartier, warmer drinks.
I've got 2 bottles in my fridge that I'm saving for this winter. Maybe I'll bring them in here because Shelly and I are never going to drink them. She likes the really dark special beers that Firestone makes, like Parabola, and I can't remember the name of the other one, a Velvet Merkin. And she always promised me we're going to drink them in the winter. Well, one bottle's 7 years old, one bottle's 8 years old. So no, that's good.
Oh,
In this case, those bottles age really well.
okay, good.
So maybe I'll bring them in here. We'll do that for our winter shows. And that brings me to the next point. Typically on this show, in the month of October, we do pumpkin spice flavored
Which we
beer.
haven't done.
It's our first week of October. So I'm asking, do you want to do that again this year?
I'm all for anything that makes things a little interesting and mixing it up.
That's what we'll do. So starting next week, we'll have our first pumpkin flavored, pumpkin spiced beer. I'm hoping I can find the Dogfish Head because that was my favorite pumpkin spice beer. But there's so many these days. It's crazy. There's pumpkin spice Corona, for crying out loud.
Really?
No, I made that up.
Okay.
But
So I was going to say, that would surprise me, but,
yeah, not that I'm aware of, but you're right. It would surprise me too. So we'll do pumpkin spice beers in the next couple of weeks here.
well, my month of October, every day I've got to watch some Halloween movie or,
How have you been doing on that?
well, I started off really mild. You probably wouldn't consider it a Halloween.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
No,
It's a great movie.
it is, and it will be watched. I'm doing the Harry Potter series right now
Okay.
because I started out. It's really far out, but I've got to do my Harry Potter series every year this time of the year, so that's going to be my thing. It kind
There's
of
nothing wrong with the Harry Potter series. Every one of those movies is good.
And Marta hasn't seen them all, and she's not necessarily a real horror person, and I've been spending a lot of time with her at night just because I want to make her feel at home. I don't
Sure.
want her to feel where she was living. She really didn't feel like it was her place.
Yeah.
And I know she's not going to be with us forever.
What are you saying?
But
Is
you
there something we
still-
don't know?
Well, no, because she's
I know,
gonna
she's a
find
move
her
out.
own place. But she's for so long been on pins and needles and not feeling comfortable. I refuse to do that to any person
That's
that
not
walks
you.
into my
It
house.
is not you.
My house, if I welcome you into my home, it's your home too. And I just want to make her feel comfortable and like, no, you don't have to go sit in your room all night long because
That's
I'm
the one
doing
night we
something
went to
else.
dinner that she invited us to dinner. I was trimming my nails at the table and she didn't care because it was like my home. Not true. So that's all you watched so far is Harry Potter?
So far, it's only been Harry Potter.
And how many?
stuff.
There's 8 movies?
6.
6 movies. 6 movies. And like I said, they're all good. Some better than others, but they're all good.
Yeah. And I'll start with that. But I mean, there will come a time when I get into my, I have the Sinister series. There's ones that I watch every year.
Can I recommend one to you?
Sure.
It's called Heretic.
I've already seen that one. Yep. I will probably watch that.
Was that a good movie?
Yep.
Hugh Grant plays this really weird character who invites these 2, I guess they're more Jehovah's Witnesses,
Mhm.
into his house. Most of the movie is a discussion about religion, which is utterly fascinating. And then things get weird.
Yep. Heretic is one. There's a couple different ones. A new one that I watched, I think it was last year, was The Witch.
Haven't seen The Witch. Hold on, I'm
And
writing it down.
it is definitely different. It is a little more old school kind of, but it is.
I'm okay with that.
I liked it a lot. I wasn't sure what to expect of it, and
Who's in that?
I don't know.
Maybe we know or maybe not.
It might be.
I'm sorry if you're my typing.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's more about the whole like experience of the cast is
2015 is when it was made.
Anya Taylor,
Oh.
Ralph.
Sold. She's incredible.
Yeah, it's to me, I really liked it. It's different, but I definitely liked it. It was that's
That's probably the original, and they remade it as something else.
yeah.
It's like The Ring. It started out as a Japanese film, I think. What about the?
This is the cover for The Witch. Can you see that? No,
I can. I can't show the audience, but yeah, it's not the Japanese version, but it
it
almost
has
looks like two V's.
Well, this one, it's a goat, and because a goat plays a big part of this story.
What, did you know what year that was?
2015. It's not that new.
I got it right here. The Witch. There it is. Oh, Robert Eggers directed it. Yeah, I can see that.
And it just, to me,
They're all part of the Annabelle series. Yep.
Yeah, those are going
There's
to be
10
good.
of them. I watched 9 of them, which I had not seen, so I'd be ready for the new one when it came out this. I watched the new one this week, and I thought it was perfect as far as part of the. And here's the thing, they said it's called The Conjuring: Last Rites, the final movie, right?
Mhm.
It made $500 million. It's not the final movie.
You know what I did watch the other day too, which was really kind of fascinating. Actually, Marta watched it with me. The Apartment. It is the prequel to Rosemary's Baby.
Oh,
We did not know that.
I didn't either.
We watched it and it was like, holy shit, this is the prequel to the Rosemary's Baby. And it is really good.
There's a famous Jack Lemmon movie called The Apartment, and that's the one I always think of when I see that. But this is Rosemary's Baby, right?
It's the prequel to it. Yep. And you start to put it together because we watched The Apartment and then we watched Rosemary's Baby and we saw how it picked up. And it went, oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay, I'll check that out.
I
too.
like that.
Can I tell you one of my favorite?
The Ozark. Do you remember the Ozark? The blonde, curly-haired girl?
Yes, Julianne Garner. Julia Garner.
She was the main actress in The Apartment.
You watch it for her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yep.
I will tell you my favorite story. One of my very favorite filmmaker stories in general, about Roman Polanski and Rosemary's Baby. And he was making the movie. They were on set, and there was a scene where a legendary actress, I can't remember her name, was in a bedroom in the background, and she was on the phone talking to somebody. The scene will probably come to your mind as I talk. And the cinematographer said, okay, we got it set up. We can see Ruth. Her name was, the actress was Ruth. We can see her fine. Let's shoot. And Polanski said, no, I'm not ready yet. Take it. So move the camera over here. So the cinematographer moved the camera over there. And he said, well, now we can't see her. And he goes, yeah, that's film that. And Polanski's wife was on set with him. And she said, why did you want to do that? And he said, just wait. So years later, a year later, probably, when the film was completed, they were at the theater for the premiere of Rosemary's Baby. And that scene came along. And Roman Polanski leaned over to his wife and said, now watch. So that scene comes on, and they look for that character that's in the bedroom, but they can't see her because of the angle. And the entire audience went like this to try to see around the door. And he turned to his wife. He said, that's why. And I thought, That is one of the most brilliant filmmaking stories I've ever heard. He knew that if he could get the audience to try and look around that door, that he would draw them into that film even more.
Yep. And
Frickin'
really
awesome.
amazing. Apartment 7A. That's what it is. Apartment 7A. I was going because I looked it up and I went, oh, that's not right. Apartment 7A. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. It kind of explains a
I don't even know
lot.
about that movie.
Really good. Well, because this is what I do around this time of the year. I research all these things, and I was so fascinated because you saw the connection once you watched Rosemary's Baby. You started to see the connection of how all this came together, and I went, "Oh my God, this is awesome!" And I love her as an actress.
Julia Garner and Deanne Wiest. That's a good cast.
Yep.
I will check that out for sure. I wonder where we stream it at. All over the place, apparently.
Yeah.
So Paramount Plus, it looks like you can watch it for, if you're a subscriber, for free. I love the month of, I'm the same way, because in the month of October, KVTA has asked me to do a Halloween-ish scary movie every week, every Thursday when I'm on. They want me to talk about at least one Halloween movie. Usually I do two. This week I talked about both Heretic and The Conjuring Last Rites, both of which I recommend.
Now you get a couple more.
And I got a couple more, so this is good. Yeah, so I'll look those up and find some more. It's amazing to me that horror movies are the movies that are making the most money these days, because they're inexpensive to make and everybody wants to see them.
Yeah.
I mean, The Conjuring Last Rites cost $55 million to make, and it's made $450 million so far. That's a hit movie.
Yep. Another good one is, I know they've made so many versions of it, but the one that I really liked was The Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage.
What?
Yeah, I did. I liked that one.
I think that's one of the worst movies ever made.
I like that one.
Watch the original with Michael Caine.
I have watched them.
Don't you think that's better?
I don't know, maybe because I was sold on the Nicolas Cage one.
And look, I love Nicolas Cage. That guy can do little wrong, but that movie I just hated that movie. Maybe I'll watch it again.
Yeah. And then you're entitled to your perspective.
Well, that's the beauty of these opinions like this, So yeah, but
it just, I don't know what it was about it. I got into it. Some of the other ones, they kind of lost me over time. That one, I felt like I could just follow it.
When's the last time you watched it?
It was probably a while ago. It was probably a while ago.
If you liked it the first time, you'll probably like it again. What about the other slasher movies? Do you like slasher movies like Jason and Freddy and all those guys?
I'm not as much into gore as I am into the suspense horror. Because I'm more of an Edgar Allan Poe. I like Stephen King. Stephen King isn't necessarily gore. Stephen King
is a modern Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah. It's more the suspense horror. And that's what I'm really into. I used to read Edgar Allan Poe. My sisters hated it because I had the book that had the big, huge, bloodshot eyeball on the cover. And it was always sitting on my bed, and she hated it. She'd come in and turn the book over. And I like Stephen King stuff. One of my favorite Stephen King stories that most people probably don't even attempt to read is The Talisman, because that thing is huge, but it is so freaking, it gets you gripped. It really keeps you into it. And
that's the one he co-wrote with Peter Straub.
Yes.
And he's writing the third one now.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
So yeah, I loved that. It's long. It goes on and on, but I love the way he's jumping from the worlds and the flipping back and forth. I just totally love that book.
He did a series of book that they call the Gunslinger series, the Dark Tower series as well. And I'd never read it. And I'm probably one of the biggest Stephen King fans in the world. I think that's why I mentioned the Edgar Allan Poe thing. I think that in 100 years, people are still going to remember Stephen King. I really do believe that. And because his stories aren't just horror stories, they're stories with real characters, real people, and real events that happen to be trapped in something supernatural, or they're not, like Stand By Me.
Yeah.
What was The Body in the book?
What was the other one that I really liked too is Debits or something like that. It was the guy, you know, the Indian, what's Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know,
Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher. All
Great
of
book,
those,
yeah.
they're great. And he just knew how to, if you could get past the jumping forward and backwards of being all over the place, which I can follow, you get gripped into it.
Yes.
And I just love that stuff.
I think he's one of the best of all time. And people laugh at me for that because they think of him as a silly horror writer. He is so much more than that. He's so much better than that. And not that there's anything wrong with writing horror because it sells books, but he's just magic. He really is. And like I said, 100 years from now, people are going to remember Stephen King.
Who
They're
doesn't?
probably not going to remember James Patterson, but they're going to remember Stephen King.
I used to, my poor kids, when they were younger, around Halloween time, I would turn off the lights, I'd light a candle, and I would read Edgar Allan Poe. And they remember that.
What did you read? The Raven or
I would read the ones like that I had where
The Telltale Heart?
The Telltale Heart, all of those, because they're classics and they're not necessarily the gore, but the suspense
Yes.
keeps you on the edge of your seat.
Yep.
And it's more scary than slashing and
I
blood
agree.
and guts.
I agree completely.
It really gets you, and the kids would be so scared, but they would love it because they were scared.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you ask any of them and they remember, yeah, Mom used to shut off the lights and light a candle and read Edgar Allan Poe. And it was like, but that's a memory that they'll have for the
Yeah.
rest of their
And by the way, introducing him to a great writer, one of the great American writers of all time.
And he has some really amazing stories.
Oh yeah.
And he's even got movies out there.
What's the movie? What's the book about the person getting bricked up in the wall? The Cask of Amontillado? Monty Python.
No, Monty.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's a terrifying story too.
And
it's
the
just
Pit
guy
and the
putting bricks in the
Pendulum.
wall. Oh yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff. It's the concept of somebody actually doing something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's only certain writers that can pull it off, and Stephen King and Edgar Allan Poe are two of them for sure. All right, we're out of here this week. We'll come back next week with some pumpkin spice drink. It could be whiskey, could be beer, could be whatever, but we'll start our pumpkin
And
spice.
fantastic. So
We're gonna
we can
go wash
clean
our
up this
hands.
Sticky mess.
Folks, I can't tell you how much was poured out. I had my
told you.
hand full,
What did I tell you?
and the finish is already gone. The finish is. I got to bring in some stuff and clean that off real good. Hope it'll clear that up. But it was
It probably
bad.
won't. I think the finish is
Finished.
Fireball. It kind of makes you a little worried that what
That's
it's
one of
doing
my
to my gut.
My gut is finished. We got to figure that out. It can't be that friggin' hard.
No, what stopped it was when I pushed in and turned. So that's where your issue is.
Better instructions, folks. We didn't get the instructions because Devin gave it, and that thing's still 3/4 full. Well, probably half now because the rest is on the floor. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
And yeah, bye.
Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.